been a enthralling afternoon, hasn't it, in the arena here in Johor Bahru, and confirmation of the results that we have seen. Of course, no Chong Wei Feng, which meant Surya Varma got a walkover, but the games that we have seen saw Indonesia on top right until the very end. Praveen Jordan and Debbie Susanto coming through with a very decisive third game. Then Simon Santoso given a bit of fright by the young Thai Siddicom. No problems for Adrianto Fadasi against the teenager from Japan, Nozomi Okuhara. And then that thrilling men's doubles match that we just saw with Go and Lim turning it around from a game down to win 21-17 in the third. But the action doesn't stop there for us. Oh no, men's doubles action once again on court one, as we see Danny Krishnanta again in action alongside Trayachat, this time up against Andre Adistia and Hendra Apridia Gunawan of Indonesia. Singapore against Indonesia, as it was for our first offering. Already seen Danny Krishnanta there at the back. He was in action in the mixed doubles early on, lost in that semi-final to an Indonesian pair, and well, I'll be hoping to avoid a similar fate here. This time alongside Trayachat. Singaporeans who came through the qualifiers. Two pairs who are outside the top 200 in the world. But the Singaporeans have been around a little while together. The Indonesian players have only just come together as a pair, and this their best performance so far. Umpire doing the toss is Azad Salman. So who's going to take on the Malaysian pair then of Govisham and Lim Kim Wah in the final? The Singaporeans who came through the qualifiers beat the #1 seeds, the world ranked 8 pair of Hun Tien Ha and Tan Wee Kiong in the first round. Well, it took until 5 match points for them to do so. Churirotat on the left-hand side, Danny Krishnanta on the right-hand side. Only other event this year was the Malaysian Open for the Singaporeans. They lost in the first round. It's the first time they got to a semi-finals for quite a while. As you can see, world ranked 281. And as I mentioned, just one match in 2014, and they lost that one in the Malaysian Open. And they got here with a big victory, as you can see, in the quarterfinals yesterday. Nearly an hour on court against Kazuno and Yamada of Japan, 57 minutes. And of course, they beat the #1 pairing from Malaysia, Hun and Tan. They'd love to meet the #2 pairing, wouldn't they, in the final of Govisham and Lim Kim Wah. An hour on court as well for the match against the Chinese Thai pair of Chen and Liu. As for Adistia and Gunawan, well, they only came together as a pair this year. is Distia, closest to us. As you can see, world ranking also outside the top 200. In the India Grand Prix Gold, they got to the quarterfinals. They lost in the qualifying round at the Malaysian Open. And they came through 3 tight games against fellow Indonesians, Frank Kurniawan and Bono Septano yesterday, the number 6 seeds. And straight game victories in their other 2. Caused an upset, didn't they, in that first round? Knocked out the world 26 pair from Malaysia.
Ladies and gentlemen,
here is our umpire, Muhammad Ezad Saman, our service judge, Lim Wei Huang.
Indonesia. And on my left, Denny Bawa Krisnanta, Chayut Priachat, Singapore. Denny Bawa Krisnanta to serve to Andre Aditya, Lavau, play.
Now the final semi-final of the Malaysia Grand Prix Gold Tournament. And Dristas winning that first point for the Indonesian pair. Just long from try-chap. Interesting how none of the semi-final opponents had ever met each other before today's matches. It's the last hope for Singapore. Of course, we already have a number of Indonesians in the final. Santoso, Loving Jordan, Debbie Susanto in the mixed doubles, Ferdasari in the women's singles.
Service over, 3-2.
It's going to be an all-Chinese fair in the women's doubles. It's still got the chance of another Indonesian pair to take on Malaysia in the men's doubles final.
Service over, 3-4.
Well, a pretty tight opening to this match. Ball service.
Service over, 5-4. Service over, 5-all.
Well, the atmosphere we had, of course, with the Malaysian pair on court before has just kind of evaporated. Quite a few of the fans in the arena have departed. A fair few have stayed to watch, but there's no doubt the noise levels have gone down a decibel or 2. New racket needed for Andrista. Hoping to reach their first final together, the Indonesian pair. service from Chart there.
Service over. 9-6.
Well, the rallies have been pretty short, haven't they, in this game so far? Just wide. And 10-7 now. Decent lead for the Singapore two. Best rally of the match so far. So at the interval, it's Chayut and Danny Krishnanta who have a decent advantage, 11 points to 7. Chart there.
8-11.
Not really got going yet, have they? And Drista and his partner Gunawan.
Service over. 12-8. Out.
Well left.
Service over. 9-12.
Not so well left this time.
13-9.
I'm just not able to really crank up some momentum, are they, here? The Indonesian pair, and Drista putting that one away.
10-14.
Drista, who previous partner was Gideon Marcus Fernaldi, the man we saw on the losing team alongside Marcus Kido a moment or two ago.
15-10.
Gunawan, who's very much the veteran of the duo. He was previously paired with Jonathan Dasuki. They reached number 5 in the world. Trying to regroup here in the latter part of this opening game for Andrista and Gunawan, because they are very much playing second fiddle to this Singapore pair. Another mistake.
17-11.
Something of a resistance right now from this Indonesian too. It's all just a little flat, isn't it, in the arena right now? And it's not the fault of these four on court. And comfortably out, just as they started to creep back into the game. Chayut there. His mum was a world top 10 player. Game points have arrived. 6 game points as well. And there it is. It's been a cruise, really. Very comfortable for Prayachat Chayut and Danny Bawa Krisnanta. I'm sure they'll be hoping it's more of the same in the second. 21 points to 14. They take that opening game. Only 14 minutes on court. And pretty much summed up the way things went for the Indonesian duo with that snatch shot into the net in confirmation of the scoreline. The Singaporean pair halfway to the men's doubles final. much better.
1 love.
Modestia.
Two love.
Dominating well at the net, isn't he? He's a big guy, isn't he? Try Chacho. He's pretty nimble as well. He got frustrated with himself, didn't he? Modestia in that first game. He's made a few unforced errors there as well. Apparently a Manchester United fan, so I'm used to seeing a few wins lately. To find that kind of form that saw them beat the #1 seeds. Yeah.
Service over. 5-3. Service over. 4-5.
A little bit of indecision, wasn't there? From Gunawan and Dista, one leaving it to the other.
Service over. 5-6. Service over. 7-5.
We've had a couple of tight matches, haven't they, to get here. Traichar and Krishnanta. #1 seeds of Huntin Tiao and Tan Wu Kiong in the first round. 5 match points before they saw it done. 22-20 in the final set against the Japanese pair yesterday. A game down they were as well before heading back. So they've been together a while, but they haven't had a tournament where they performed as well as this for a long time. Which is why I suppose they're ranked at 281 in the world. Now starting to seep into the game of the Singapore 2, and Adisti and Gunawan just take a slight advantage in this second game. Gunawan, 7 years, the senior in this Indonesian pair. He's 31. Distia 24.
Service over. 9-8. Well. 10-8.
Well, they comfortably lost the opening game, but something of a fight back in the second from Aditya and Gunawan here. 11-8 they lead in this second game. Much more like it as far as they're concerned. Of course, in the 4 previous matches that we've had on the court, 3 of them have gone to a deciding game. Will this one as well?
Seconds. 20 seconds. 11-8. Play. 12-8.
Well, that means a run of 4 straight points. Again, Aditya makes a mistake. You have to really compare and contrast the atmosphere right now in this arena to what there was for the other men's doubles semi-final, when we had that terrific comeback from the Malaysian pair, who of course will meet the winner of this match. After 4 points in a row from Aditya and Gunawan, it's the Singapore pair to go on a 4-point on the trot run. In.
30 left.
Yeah, pretty good rally, which sees Aditya and Gunawan come out on top. Never going to get much success throwing your racket at a shuttle. Krishnanta. He was here on court for the very first game. He's going to be here on the very last match on court as well. Playing the winning shot there on the losing team in the mixed doubles, but well, maybe with a chance here to end the day with some joy.
All.
Well, they're asking the question, weren't they, whether try a chance racket across the line.
Thank you. Play. Service over. 16-15.
Well, they had it their own way in their first game, not so in this second for Krishnanta and Triachat. Well played. They turned that one around brilliantly.
16 all.
Retrieved the situation really well and then able to play the killer blow at the end of it. Oh, excellently played by Aditya this time.
16.
Managed to get the backhand from his body away for a winner.
Go! Go! 18-16.
Well, 3 points away from taking it to a third set.
Go! Go!
Well, it's been some turnaround, really. Couldn't really see it coming from Aditya and Gunawan, but here they are on the verge of making it one game all.
Service over. 17-19.
Oh, good disguise from Aditya, but stuck in this one. The Singapore pair, and they've ended up winning the point. 19 all now.
19 all.
point for the Indonesian pair.
Game point 19.
Court's open. Good defensive work, but it's good. 20 all. 1 game point saved. Into extra points. Another game point then for Aditya and Gunawan. They've saved it again. The Singapore pair. Now can they create a match point of their own? And they can't. Third game point
22-21.
for the Indonesians. The Singaporean pair have been in a couple of these games this week. Come out on top in both of them so far, but they seem to be playing catch up all the time here. Is it third time lucky for the Indonesians? No, it's not. It's 22 all now. Called the Gunawan there, saying he wasn't ready. Ready he should have been. All a bit of gamesmanship, you get the feeling. And now it's match point. After saving 3 game points, the Singapore pair have the chance to wrap it up. What a disappointing serve from Triachart there on match point. And so we go on. The action continues. Second match point then. Triachart there making up for his error on the serve. This time it's Kristanta, of course, who will be serving for the match. Now it's going wide. 24 points all now. So yet another match point for the Singapore pair. There was one match yesterday in the mixed doubles that went to 28-26. They've done it this time. Chayat and Danny Krishnanta have booked their place in the men's doubles final. Pushed all the way in that second game, and they will take on the Malaysian pair of Govi Shem and Lim Kim Hwa for a right to win the title. The defending champions, you'd feel, will be favourites for that, but obviously a lot more to be played. They were 19-16 down in this second game, the Singapore pair. They saved 3 game points as well before eventually coming through 26-24 in that second game, having been rather more comfortable in the first, 21 points to 14. welcome to the YONEX-SUNRISE Malaysia Open Grand Prix Gold Semi-Finals. An event first held in 2009. And here we are in Johor Bahru in Malaysia, in the south of the country, just north of Singapore, across the causeway. We're in Pasir Gudang, which is 35 kilometers east of Johor Bahru itself. Atmosphere starting to build. It's sold out here. This, of course, the fourth of the Grand Prix Gold events in the calendar year, 9 events in all. Already have plenty of excitement in India, Germany and Switzerland. This week we started with 293 players from 16 countries. So far it's Indonesia who are dominating, 2 singles players left in the semi-finals, as well as 5 doubles pairs. Of course, 10 semi-finals, and we'll be bringing you 5 of them here this afternoon, here at the Pasir Gudang Municipal Stadium. And here is the lineup, starting with the only number 1 seeds left in the tournament, Danny Bawa Krishnanta and Vanessa Neo of Singapore, who take on Praveen Jordan and Debbie Susanto. Praveen won the title last year. Then it's men's singles with the veteran Santoso taking on the 18-year-old Siddhikom of Thailand, and plenty more to come after that as well. So our first match then, it's mixed doubles action. Singapore against Indonesia, the number 1 seeds taking on a newly formed pair from Indonesia, Praveen Jordan and Debbie Susanto.
Salam sejahtera dan salam satu Malaysia. Bagi pihak Jawatankuasa Pengelola Kejohanan, kami mengalu-alukan kedatangan anda ke peringkat separuh akhir kejohanan badminton.
As you can see, a number of the fans have yet to make their way inside this arena, but it will be full to capacity as the afternoon goes on.
Ladies and gentlemen,
in 2013, it was mixed doubles that went the way of Indonesia. Praveen Jordan that time alongside Vita Marisa. Praveen now got a new partner. He didn't expect necessarily that they would win again, but they're, well, 1 step away from the final, although it is the number 1 seeds that stand in their way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Grand Prix Gold 2014 semi-finals.
The players just about to arrive on court. We should have some cracking matches this afternoon. Some veteran players, some great up-and-coming youngsters, former world junior champions, and of course a lot of local hope as well, both in the men's singles and in the men's doubles, to come out on court number 1 here. The line judges and the umpire are making their way out on court right now. And you can see Kanagarav and Leong Wei Sam, the umpire and service judge respectively, are in position. Well, there's no doubt Indonesia dominate as far as who is in this semi-finals, but number of countries represented. Singapore's only representation, though, coming in this very first match in the mixed doubles. And here come the Indonesian pair of Praveen Jordan and Debbie Susanto, followed by their Singaporean counterparts, Danny Krishnanta and Vanessa Nao. Well, the established pair, no doubt, is these two from Singapore, but already the Indonesians have shown in their short time together, which has only been since the start of the year, that they are a pair with potential. They are showing a lot of promise. There is Danny Krishnanta, who's in action twice today. He's also in the last match out on court number 2, alongside Trier chart in the men's doubles. The umpire, Kana Garav of India. Just going through the preliminaries here. So obviously the usual toss-up. We're going to see who will serve first. So the semi-finals will shortly be underway, starting with this mixed doubles match. Hard to tell really who is favourite. I suppose it's the same in all these matchups. None of the semi-finalists, all 10 semi-finals out on courts today, none of them have met before. This is the Singaporean pair, the #1 seeds, Dani Krishnanta and Vanessa Neo. Well ranked number 17. They have been high as a #9 in the world as well. As you can see, seeded 117 in the world, and in 2014, well, they did reach the quarterfinals of the All England earlier this month, and in 2013, they did win the Dutch Open. It's been a tough route for them to the semi-finals, you can see in their first 2 matches. Well, taken all the way on court for 72 minutes against Chan and Lau, the Malaysians. But much more comfortable yesterday against another Indonesian pair, Vita Marisa, who of course was alongside one of their opponents today, Praveen Jordan, in winning this mixed doubles Malaysian Open Grand Prix gold event almost 12 months ago. Well, let's have a look at the Indonesian two, shall we? Praveen Jordan and Debbie Susanto. I'd say Praveen Jordan, just 20 years of age. Susanto, the senior at 24. A gold medal winner in the mixed doubles in Myanmar at the SEA Games in October alongside Mohammad Rizal, but they've both split from their partners in recent times. Not seeded, well ranked, well outside the top 100, but that's because they haven't really played that many events, only coming together this year. And they reached the quarterfinal earlier this month at the Swiss Open. Straight sets wins as well so far. No one's kept them on court for half an hour yet. Get the feeling that it may be pushed a lot harder here, Jordan and Susanto against the #1 seeds. Here is our umpire then from India, Gaurav Khanna. And from Macau, our service judge, Leong Wai Sam. There were 1 or 2 decisions that players weren't happy about in the quarterfinals yesterday, but that's always the case, isn't it? Of course, no TV referrals in these Grand Prix gold events. We're just about ready to get the action underway.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the right, Vanessa Neo and Dani Bawa Krishnanta, Singapore. And on the left, Praveen Jordan and Debbie Susanto, Indonesia. Vanessa Neo to serve to Debbie Susanto. Love on. Play.
So the semi-finals of the Malaysian Open Grand Prix Gold are underway. First point goes to the Singapore pair. The #1 seeds, the only #1 seeds left in the competition. A few went crashing out in the first round, didn't they?
2 love.
Winner will face Kia Lu, Ya Chong of China, or another Indonesian pair in Eddie Subaktia and Gloria Emanuela Wijaja.
Service over. 1-2.
So the Indonesians off the mark. Well, Praveen Jordan, if you like, defending the title, albeit with a different partner this time round. Just a little long from Vanessa now. Of course, in the mixed doubles, it's so important, isn't it, for the female player to be dominant at the net. It'll be interesting to see who comes out on top in that battle. Just a little too strong there with the clear. But that one's nicely put away by Danny Krishnanta.
3-2.
Krishnanta happy to leave that one. A little long. One or two of the players complaining about the drift yesterday. It'll be interesting to see if it has any effect today. Of course, we're down to just 2 courts today from the 3 we had yesterday. Good judgment, though, from Krishnanta there. Just judging that one, though.
3-4.
Lovely cross-court backhand. Just wide.
6-3.
Very early stages. But they have shown, even when they've been in trouble, the Singaporeans, so far they've been able to rescue the situation.
7-3.
Bring up a nice 7-3 lead here early on.
Service over. 4-7.
Netted by
Service over.
the young Praveen Jordan.
4.
Vanessa Neo, one of the homegrown Singaporeans, few of them girlfriend of Derek Wong. Her ultimate dream, she says, is to be representing Singapore at the 2016 Olympics in Brazil.
Service over. 5-8.
Krishnanta has not long had Singapore citizenship, but he's having a terrific week so far, unbeaten in mixed doubles and men's doubles. Just misjudged a few, hasn't she, Vanessa Neo at the net, and there's a lot of support for this Indonesian duo. People coming into this auditorium all the time, the Pasir Gudang Municipal Stadium.
Service over. 9-6.
She got in position well, did Susanto, but just netting.
Fight.
Good power from
10.
Danny Krishnanta. Clash of rackets and another point on the board for the #1 seeds. Still very early stages.
7,
Trading so far versus Susanto and Jordan, but there's been nothing here for them to panic about. Been pretty even, really. Good opportunity to give them a healthy interval lead. Nicely done. So it's the #1 seed to have the advantage so far in the early stages of this semi-final. 11-8, the lead for Dani Crisanta and Vanessa Neo, up against the Indonesians of Praveen Jordan and Debbie Susanto. Just before the interval, and nice placement, wasn't it, from Vanessa Neo. Praveen Jordan not able to gather up the ground. Confirmation of the scoreline. It's Crisanta and Neo. 11-8 to good in this opening game.
Jordan.
Well, 3 points the lead may be, but as I say, not really that much to choose. Neither pair really dominant so far. Another lady at the net really able to impose themselves. Although Vanessa Neo did it just there. That's really good net play from the Singaporean. Now, the return was just a little short from Susanto, and it was eaten up by Vanessa Neo.
Over. 9-12.
They've shown their abilities this year, this Singapore twosome, haven't they? They reached the quarterfinals of the All England earlier this month, beat Marcus Kido and Pia Zebedia Bernadette on the way. Lost in the quarterfinals to the eventual winners, Tantawi Ahmed and Liliana Natsir. Of course, won the All England for the 3rd year in a row. So many good mixed doubles pairs from Indonesia, and of course, there's a good chance that even if they beat Jordan Susanto here, they might face another Indonesian pair tomorrow.
Over. 10-13.
This is a new pair in Susanto and Jordan. And straight games so far in terms of their victories at this Malaysian Open Grand Prix Gold, and well, on the back foot so far. This is a good rally. Oh, beautifully done by Praveen Jordan there, straight through the middle. And an excellent way to end a really good rally. Saw the opportunity to attack. Found the perfect angle, bisecting the two from Singapore.
Perempuan-perempuan sila dengan gunakan flash fotografi mengganggu permainan. Sila dengan gunakan flash fotografi. Ladies and gentlemen, please refrain from using flash lights.
tightened up now, hasn't it, from the interval advantage to 13-12 now. 3 points in a row for the Indonesian pair of Jordan Susanto, but that ends that run there. A mistake on the serve from Praveen Jordan.
12.
On the stretch, Vanessa now couldn't keep it in. And suddenly, it's the Indonesian pair who have just picked up a head of steam here. Mistimed that completely, didn't he? Broke a string.